How's it going, everybody? My name is Absalom and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be going over 10 unsolved Easter eggs, the super Easter egg, and even more unsolved things in Black Ops 4. Now this video is a little bit longer than my normal videos, however, I just wanted to get as many facts and ideas as possible so that no one's out there wasting their time and so these Easter eggs can finally get solved. And yes, there are a few videos out there that are similar to this one, however, some of the facts are inaccurate and some of the details are just missing, which is creating a lot of confusion in the community. So I wanted to make this video to hopefully get the community on the same page so that moving forward we can work together to solve these Easter eggs. Now this last week I have spent a ton of time testing several things surrounding these Easter eggs as well as working with members of the community. So if you'd like to be part of this hunt, you are more than welcome to comment below with any ideas you might have, or you can join my active Discord that's linked below that revolves around these Easter eggs and everything zombies. So let's get started with the very first Easter egg. This is the floating zombies Easter egg on Voyage of Despair. Now this one was leaked by the QA tester almost a year ago, and since then I've personally spent a ton of time with this Easter egg. To quickly recap, you need to place 3 parts on this zombie in the galley. The first being on the bridge, and you can shoot down a crown that is on top of this smokestack right here. Once it lands on the railing, you can shoot it one more time to collect it on top of the bench. The second part will be in the promenade, and using an acid bomb grenade, throw it at the wall right there, which will knock a mustache loose that you can collect on the ground right here. The third part is down in the turbine room, and using another acid bomb, you can throw it up into the rafters right here above the perk, and it should knock down a trident that'll fall down to the ground right here, allowing you to pick it up. After you get all 3 parts, make your way back to the galley, placing those parts onto this zombie. After that, you should hear bubbling sounds of water coming out of this zombie. After this, at the start of the next round, the zombie's eyes will turn blue, and the zombies will act as if they are underwater. Now, most of you know this stuff already, but it's after this that I've seen the community get really confused. So let's break this Easter egg down. First, the underwater effect on the zombies can be activated every 9 rounds, 9 being a very important number in the Chaos storyline, so it doesn't really surprise me that it works in this way. On the other rounds, you won't be able to activate the floating effect, and in fact, you'll get a clicking noise that sounds similar to that if you're out of ammo, which sounds like this. Aside from the clicking noises, you aren't able to interact with the zombie in any other way until it's been 9 rounds. Another thing I want to talk about is the door to the right of the zombie. Now this door makes a lot of noises and can be very misleading when you're trying to hunt this Easter egg, but I want to clarify that this door makes those same noises before you even start this Easter egg, and here's a look at what that sounds like. The next thing I want to talk about is the supposed voice quote that lets you know you need to get more parts to add to the zombie. Now, I've personally never had a quote that talks about needing more parts or anything of this nature. I've spent about 30 plus rounds with all 4 characters while hunting this, and I've tried everything I could think of to try to get that quote. So I'm not saying that this quote isn't true, but I'm very weary to believe this. So if anyone has actual footage of this quote existing, then I would absolutely love to see this because it would help out so much in the hunt. So I want to get real for 1 second and talk about something I haven't really seen mentioned. So the QA tester leaked several Easter eggs back at the start of the game, like the Voyage of Despair perma pack or the 9 free perk. So if he leaked every step to every other Easter egg, it doesn't really make sense that he'd only leak half the steps to just this Easter egg. So I'm curious, what makes us think that this Easter egg isn't already solved? The reward at the moment is an undead man walking every single 9 rounds, which can be very useful during the main Easter egg. But in case anyone still believes there's more to this Easter egg, I've put together a bunch of ideas that are on my Discord, and here's a few at the moment that can help you during the hunt. In case there are more items, you could try using acid bombs to knock other items loose by throwing those in random places around the map, or it's possible while you're on a floating zombie round that these zombies need to be killed somewhere specific on the map, like a soul box or something. We were also discussing with the additional 2 hooks left and right of the zombie that maybe since he's a king, maybe there's a queen and jack zombie that need to be pinned up on the wall as well. We have got a bunch of ideas. We've also eliminated a bunch of ideas. So if you were trying to be part of this hunt at all, you are more than welcome to join the Discord and help out. Okay, let's move on to the next Easter egg, which is on the map 9, and this is the guitar riff Easter egg. Now this one's already got the first 2 steps solved, so it is actually very, very close to being solved. To start things off, go ahead and build the shield and then make your way up to the arena where you're going to need to wait for the next specialist round. During one of these rounds, use the shield to shoot the left drummer that's above where you spawn, and you should get a guitar riff that should sound something like this. Once you hear that sound effect, now you need to go ahead and pack a punch any weapon if you're choosing and get the kilowatt AAT on that weapon. Once you've done this, now you need to get 8 headshots with that weapon, which should trigger the guitar riff sound effect for every single headshot. After you get those headshots, you are all caught up on everything we know for this Easter egg. Now for this next step, there are a bunch of ideas on what it could possibly be, so I wanted to go into a game and test every idea I've been given and everything I've heard in the community. And after several hours of testing, I never got any of these ideas to work in any of my games. And so I can confidently say that all the main ideas, such as killing a Blight Father with a specialist after round 25, or getting cryo freeze melee kills, or getting headshots with the other AATs, are all inaccurate. All of these ideas are false and are not the next step. And so I hope this clarifies this part of the Easter egg, and moving forward we can all be on the same page when hunting this step of the Easter egg. And since that eliminates our main ideas, I wanted to put together a list of ideas that I've got when moving forward on hunting this step. And so after doing some basic research on the Colosseum, it seems as though they use drums and music and stuff to relay messages and make announcements and things like this. And so it wouldn't surprise me if every single step to this Easter egg revolves around music. And so it's very possible that the 8 headshots with kilowatt actually translates to a musical scale of 8 notes, which means the drummer just might be a way of activating each challenge. But I'm really curious to see what you guys think in the comment section below as we work together to solve this next step. So let's move on to the next Easter egg that is also on the map 9, and this is the mysterious fire bowls. So there's 8 bowls in the arena that can be lit using a Wraithfire grenade. And like most things Treyarch Zombies, this has a specific order when lighting these bowls. So the order is as follows. And for your convenience, I've linked this photo down below in the description so you can reference it at any time. So if done correctly, after lighting the 8th bowl, the bowls will then stay lit for the rest of the game. I also want to mention that if you mess up the order when you're lighting these bowls, then you will have to start all the way back at the beginning with the very first bowl. But after lighting all 8 bowls, that is everything we know about this Easter egg, so we've only really solved the first step. Now the community has a million different ideas, and I've tried a bunch of different things with my community, but my best guess at the moment is that once all 8 bowls are lit, then we are done with that part of the Easter egg. I think these fire bowls are going to resemble the challenge podiums in the sense of once they're lit, and then now we have to complete challenges to interact with this fire. So it's possible that maybe getting a certain amount of kills or a certain type of kill will then change the color of the flames in the arena, and then once we've done enough challenges, maybe we complete this Easter egg. This Easter egg has driven me crazy, and I really hope that the community can work together to solve this because I am very eager to see what this ends up being. But for now, let's move on to the next unsolved Easter egg that takes place on Dead of the Night. Now this map is the most unsolved map in the entire game, and because of this, there's several things that have been mentioned that aren't true, and there's a lot of confusion, and so I really wanted to break down this map and really test all of the myths and ideas. So first, I want to talk about the Savage Impaler and the skull. Now it's believed if you shoot the skull out of the statue's hand right here with the Savage Impaler, the skull is going to disintegrate or burst into fire, and basically lead you to think that it's part of an Easter egg. Now I can see how this is very misleading with the animation, but what actually happens is the skull is knocked out of the statue's hand and it lands on the ground behind the statue that you can find in your game if you look closely. Now you're probably wondering what's with the firework animation when you do shoot the skull. Well, that's just what the Savage Impaler does when it shoots certain textures in this game. So as you can see, if you shoot the marble textures in the cemetery like the tombstones or the crypts, or if you shoot the statue itself that holds the skull, they all make this firework animation, and I can see how this would be very misleading, but this is unfortunately just the way the Savage Impaler is programmed. Along these lines, it's also believed that the Savage Impaler has a possible upgrade, and because members of my team were the ones that solved this, we have been hunting an upgrade for a very long time. Unfortunately, we have 0 leads at the moment, and it's making it seem more and more unlikely. However, if you're feeling very ambitious and you want to hunt an Easter egg, this Easter egg might or might not exist, and we would love any amount of help possible. And now that that's out of the way, I want to talk about the known Easter egg that is still unsolved, and I'm talking about the Vases Easter egg. Now, in the main hall, there are 6 vases that you are able to break. You'll know you've done it correctly when you get a shattering sound effect every time you shoot one of these vases. Now to break this Easter egg down, the only gun that is able to break these vases is the Pack-a-Punch Trebuchet. And trust me, I have tested every gun imaginable thinking that maybe it was just all explosive guns, but after testing the Helion Salvo and the acid bombs, and even the Savage Impaler, nothing else works except for the Pack-a-Punch Trebuchet. So once you get the Pack-a-Punch Trebuchet, now you can go ahead and shoot these vases in order to break them, and you'll have to kind of bounce them in order to break them properly. It's also a little bit tricky, so you can use the balcony to make things a little bit easier. As for the fountain, I would just stand right here and jump and shoot, and that one seems to break almost every time. So these vases don't appear to have any sort of order at the moment. However, I'm still testing this, so if I find anything, I will let everyone know. I've also relentlessly looked for anything that might have fallen after breaking these vases, but unfortunately I've just had no luck. So why do these vases break, and what happens next? Maybe we need to collect souls or put something inside of these vases and then break them. But the only other vases that break on this map are the ones that hold the Seeing Stones. So now I'm curious, are these related to this Easter egg? So I hope we can work together and solve this Easter egg very soon. And in the spirit of connecting the community, I decided to talk about something that I've personally been working on, and I really hope that we can work together to solve this if it ends up being an actual Easter egg. And so here are all the facts that I have at this point. You should know that the Annihilator will turn the Fire Trap's flames blue if you've done the main Easter egg. However, you might not know that the Chaos Theory will turn the flames green. and Treyarch is not going to waste time and money to program the flames to go green for absolutely no reason. I also want to mention that if you're inside of the green or blue flames, you do not take any damage from the fire trap. I think this is going to be very similar to the trap kills Easter egg on 9 in the sense that it's going to involve the catalyst and the other types of zombies. You'll notice that the fire zombie doesn't die when I activate the normal fire trap, however if I make it green or blue it will actually die. And the same goes for the electric zombie, and it won't die in the electric trap. So maybe this Easter egg is something to do with the colors of the flame and the colors of the catalyst and matching those up and getting a certain amount of kills. All I know is that Treyarch didn't design this green flame for nothing, but I have no idea what. Also, before you think this might involve the shield, the green flame does not attach to the shield in any way. This also could be similar to the Ancient Evil with the spear and the acid trap, except with the green flame and the Savage Impaler, but I haven't figured out a way to get this to work. I would love any amount of help with this, and I would love to bounce ideas back and forth, and I would be so excited if this actually turns out to be an Easter egg. That's all the unsolved Easter eggs on Dead of the Night that I know of, so let's move on to Blood of the Dead and talk about the unsolved coin Easter egg. Now, most people are familiar with this Easter egg, but if you're not, there is a coin stuck in the change slot inside of the brew perk on Blood of the Dead. Now, I have lost a bunch of sleep on this one, as I'm sure many of you have as well. So can this coin break free, and what is this coin for? These are the questions that keep you up at night if you're an Easter egg hunter like me. So at this time, I'm running really low on ideas, but here are a few that need to be tested. I kind of doubt this, but if we spectral blast something on the map, it's possible that it might free the coin. Also, if we engage with something on the map, it might free the coin. Also, this afterlife box is a little bit suspicious because you're able to interact with it, however its only function is in the cutscene. And my final idea for right now is that the tomahawk is also involved since there is a Native American on this coin. Maybe this tomahawk is used to free this coin. At this point, the community is getting a little bit desperate, so if you know anything more to this Easter egg, please let's come together so we can get this Easter egg solved. Now I want to quickly run through a couple other odd things on Blood of the Dead that might be linked to another Easter egg. Starting with the Sal DeLuca bone in the cell block, this bone is taunting us and seems to be interactable. The problem is that I've tried countless things and I've heard several members of the community express the same frustrations. Next, I want to talk about something I've barely really mentioned, and this is an Easter egg that I stumbled into when solving the spork knife, and I originally thought it was part of that. However, after testing back in the day, I realized it stands alone as its own Easter egg. And I'm talking about the shower song Easter egg. So if you take the vitrolic withering or any other type of explosive and you shoot the washer machine a few times, the Mob of the Dead Golden Spoon song will then play over the entire map. Once the song finishes, that's all we know about this Easter egg at the moment. So I'm curious, is there more to this Easter egg or is that it? And also, could the bone, the coin, and the shower song all be part of the same side Easter egg that we've been pulling our hair out trying to solve? I don't know, but that would be super cool if they were all related. Alright, onto the last major side Easter egg, and that is something that my teammate Glitching Queen has tirelessly hunted, as well as the rest of the community, and I'm of course talking about the cross-map Secret Doors Easter egg. So there's one secret door in every single map that has been driving the community mad. It's believed to be part of a super Easter egg or possibly even a bank system like in Black Ops 2. Now I personally believe it's going to be something similar to the bank or the fridge weapon storage that was in Black Ops 2. However, having hunted this more than any other Easter egg, I am completely out of ideas. So please, if you have any ideas, it would help the community greatly if we could work together to try to solve this Easter egg. Okay, so now I'm sure a lot of you are curious as to what's going on with the possible super Easter egg. Now this is something I've spent a lot of time hunting and I am so eager to get this sorted. I without a doubt believe that there is a super Easter egg in the game right now at this moment. Now I've been hunting this quite a bit and I've been spending a lot of time working to complete every single Easter egg flawlessly in solo, including classified, in order to test for this super Easter egg. My best guesses at the moment are that every single map is going to be included, and I believe not only will you need a completion, but that something else will be required. Now my other major idea for this super Easter egg is that it's going to be similar to the nav cards from Black Ops 2 and how they carried over to each map. But what if instead of nav cards, the super Easter egg carries over using all these side Easter eggs? For example, in the Voyage of Despair floating zombies Easter egg. So the king zombie resembles Poseidon, and our zombie is actually missing an eye, and so is Poseidon because he was stabbed in the eye by an olive stick, or basically a wooden stake. So could the wooden stake on Dead of the Night carry over to the Voyage of Despair Easter egg? I don't know, but that would be so incredibly epic, and it would give us even more reason to hunt all these side Easter eggs. So in case everything I've thrown at you in this video isn't enough for you, I've created a new category called the Honorable Mentions Easter egg. And basically these are things that aren't really that big of a deal, but it'd be really cool if we knew what they were. So first, on Voyage of Despair, there's a mirror inside of the first class lounge that has alchemy symbols scratched into it. Now this might have already been answered, but if it has and you guys know what it says, please message me because I would love to know what that says. The second Honorable Mention Cipher is on Dead of the Night, and you've probably noticed this, but it's on this table right here beside this pink elephant, on this little parchment paper right here, and it's quite a number of alchemy symbols as well, but I believe that this is probably a pretty cool cipher. And last but not least, there's an Easter egg on Alpha Omega talking about a possible upgrade for Ted that Glitching Queen made a video for, and I will link that in the description below, and you should go definitely check it out so that you can see how to hunt this Easter egg. Alright, that is all of the unsolved Easter eggs that I know about. I'm sure there's even more in this game that exist, but right now we have so much to keep us busy. And I truly hope that this video helps everybody get on the same page in this community when we're hunting all these unsolved Easter eggs, because I have put a ton of time researching all these Easter eggs and making sure that all the facts are accurate before I just put it out there. So if you have any questions at all about any of these Easter eggs, please message me in the comments and I will be happy to answer them. Also, I want to mention one last time, if you want to be part of this hunt or part of the community in any way, you are more than welcome to join the Discord that is actively seeking this, and everything you need to get started with that is in the description below. I love this community and I know that we're capable of great things, so I have no doubt in my mind that we're going to solve all of these Easter eggs. Alright, that's everything I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys want to know how YouTube works, go watch somebody else's channel. Anyways, thank you guys so much for all the support. My name is Absalom, and I hope to see you in my next video.